What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction on the channel, and today I'll be reacting to the first episode of Alya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian, I think it's called. Heard some good things about the source material. I haven't watched the opening, but I've seen Twitter's reaction to the opening already today, and a lot of hype over it. There's been a lot of hype in general today with Oshinoko coming out as well, so super excited to see what this first episode has in store. Let me know what you guys think about this episode though down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And let's get right into it. Of course, as usual, we'll have to mute the sound when the opening comes on, but I'm hoping for big things again from the reaction I've seen. And I think this is by Doga Koba, or whatever their name is. And honestly, every anime I think it's Doga. I could be wrong about that. But if it is, they've pretty much hit every anime I've seen from them out of the park. What is the pose? Yeah, that pose just says no. It is Doga Kobo. So yeah, as I was saying, every anime I've seen from them has been brilliant. So don't they animate Oshinoko as well, or am I tripping there? Take that shit off. So I like her voice. She's definitely got a different. Again, she's Russian, so you might think that's obvious, but she's got a very different tone to everyone else, hasn't she? Yeah, they're doing Oshinoko and this season. That's crazy. That's just what people want to do. That's why people watch my videos. They just want to hear someone talk about their favorite anime and anime they're liking. Even if you don't agree with other people's opinions, it's interesting seeing other people's opinions on something you love. Miwashka. Oh, okay. So the subtitles for the Russian will just be the normal subtitles. I don't mind that. I liked in Golden Kamuy where it had the Russian in separate subtitles above. Made it obviously easy to notice the difference between Japanese and Russian. But I've watched so much anime at this point, I'm pretty certain what is Russian and what is Japanese. They're very different sounding, aren't they? She set him up. Do you know what? Again, stereotype here, but stereotypes for a reason. Again, that's why I always say that everyone's racist, everyone's kind of sexist, because there are certain things about a person that will tell you how they are. If you're speaking to a woman, it's not going to be exactly like speaking to a man, is it? It's just common sense. Oh, and there it is again, the Russian. But Russian women usually are quite okay, Russian people in general, they sound quite kind of upfront and kind of hard, if that makes sense. Aggressive, maybe in some you could say. Every Russian girl I've met, I've never met a Russian man, but every Russian woman I've met have been again, I wouldn't say aggressive, but kind of like more aggressive than a woman from England or other places. Again, maybe aggressive is probably too hard of a word, but we've seen her a few times. Combative, perhaps. We've seen her a few times be quite combative, haven't we? I think again that's just kind of like natural Russian demeanor and such. And every place is like that. Like you'd say, England or Canada, maybe especially, has quite polite people, always saying sorry, for example. But yeah, we'll now look at the opening. Again, I'm expecting big things. Toga Kobo, I've seen a lot of hype for this. I'll sort out the timer if I've messed it up once I put the sound back on. Again, I can't believe they're doing 2 anime this season, and they both look to be very good. A lot of characters. Lots of cuts. A little bit jarring. It's a little bit because there's just so much going on. That evil girl there. I like that. Okay, that was very interesting as well. Little Alya. Okay, that was really good. I don't think it was quite as good as the hype I saw for it, but there was a few very standout scenes there, wasn't there? I only say that I think because I had football training last night, first time in months, and my head, it was spun. We've done so much fitness, it was ridiculous. But there was like a lot of cuts at the start, and it hurt my head a little bit. Just cut. If you guys have ever seen a Resident Evil movie, it was like one of the later Resident Evil movies. It was like cut, and there's just like too much going on. Like it's great for those people that want to like pause through and like have so many details in their opening. There's a lot here, but like just as a kind of casual watch, there's just like a lot going on. I much preferred the second half with scenes like this. I thought it was really cool, them dancing. Again, this very interesting scene here where the style changed, I thought was really cool as well. Seemed to like protect her childhood. Like, look at that. That's like a kind of sprouted flower protecting the one that's just about to like rise up, spring up. Okay, as I said, lots of little interesting things there for you guys that like. Well, I also like. I don't do it except for on YouTube videos, but I do enjoy kind of having a click through and looking at it scene by scene. Obviously, I wouldn't do that if I was just like kind of watching casually by myself. But yeah, nice opening. Song was good. I wouldn't say it was an absolute banger, but good song. Nice visuals. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section, of course. Again, I've been seeing a lot of hype for it on Twitter, so it's the thing with Twitter, you can't ever really judge how things are perceived very well. It's either extreme love or extreme hate. I hate how things just like that nowadays. So he understands, eh? Perhaps that's also why it was subtitled like a usual subtitle, because from his perspective, it's just he can understand it. Yeah. Man, she's a real stickler, isn't she? Shouldn't worry about the rules too much when you're in school. I certainly didn't. I certainly did not. So that's a lot like her. Tsukuyomi. You playboy. It also does sound quite sexy, Russian sometimes. Again, it's not quite as aggressive as German, I don't think, but again, it's an aggressive language, but a bit like Spanish, sometimes it does sound quite sexy when it's spoken by a woman in a certain manner. Even if you don't understand what's being said. They call you an idiot. It sounds good in the right kind of tone. Really? I want to be popular. Oh, that's why she's such a stickler. She's the treasurer to the student council. Okay, we definitely see a few of these characters in the opening, don't we? Both of these girls. Does she? Wow. That doesn't clarify anything really. Could very much just be an excuse. Even I've used that excuse. I've got a girlfriend. Not often, don't get me wrong. Not often. They're all out of your league. I don't know, this guy looks a bit like Tanaka. I quite like the kind of simplicity of it. That is sister. They look similar. Of course. And she is using his first name just like quite yeah, informally. Maybe they're not brother and sister. The sounds. Childhood friends, okay. Not brother and sister. Okay. But they're on the same team, so there's always going to be something that brings them together. Yeah. I mean, as an English person that's tried to learn Japanese, it was very hard. Obviously, I didn't learn Japanese. Stopped it with the kanji. But I reckon it would also be maybe even harder for a Russian person to learn Japanese. I feel like, again, I don't know Russian, but I feel like less things kind of, there's less similarities between them. Really? He was vice. That'd be another team up. Huh. I guess we did see. Huh. I was going to say, we did kind of see glimpses of that in the opening, didn't we? That he could be quite serious. And what I just said about Japanese not being similar to Japanese not being similar to Russian there is the end of her Russian sentence there actually did sound a little bit Japanese. Maybe I was wrong about that. It might have been because I was talking, but I'm a little bit lost right now. Apologies, guys. What is this? So they're is this her just like thinking? Oh, I'm still a bit lost. I don't think I missed anything there. I assumed they were they've just recently met during this high school time, but is this like a what if, like a dream of hers or something, or it didn't actually happen, did it? I feel like there'd be I don't know. I don't know actually. Maybe they were childhood friends, but I feel like this is, I don't know. Again, I feel a bit lost. Apologies. Just see what happens. So this is how they've done it in Golden Kamuy with the Japanese kind of subtitles, but they're on the top. Because that's definitely him, because he's got that brown kind of bit on the front. I mean, if this was real, she would know that he speaks Russian, so this is, like, yeah. Or maybe they didn't know that. Oh, maybe he remembers her, but she doesn't remember him or something? Oh. Well, am I getting this right? Sorry, guys. Yeah, that could just be a dream right there. Already I'm slightly confused, like, he learnt Russian so he could speak to her, But he doesn't remember her name, meaning that he doesn't know that that girl he met back then, I imagine that is Alya. I'm not too sure about this, but I can't imagine there's too many immigrants between Russia and Japan. But he doesn't realize that's her now, and she just has no memory of that either, or perhaps she doesn't recognize him now as well. Surely there must be something in the back of her mind, like, oh yeah, I'm in Japan, and very few people can speak Russian. Well, I guess he hasn't revealed that he knows, so yeah, I guess it's just a case of they both don't know that they're the kids from back then, and perhaps we see little bits of that in the opening as well, little hints here and there. Okay, so that did happen, but again, they just they don't realize that they're the kids from back then. Okay, I think that's how it is. Again, if I'm wrong, please do let me know in the comment section. But she knows his name, and his name's the same. Well, I imagine there might be other Masachikas out there, perhaps, and maybe that's what's confused it. He's not the exact, like, she might be thinking he's a different Masachika or something, but that should definitely clear in a little bit, right? In fact, he could know Russian. I don't know. Get coming over the weekend to clean it. Or do they have to just come in early and sort it out? Who's it? Bastards. Luckily that's never happened to me, but I'm always quite conscious of it happening to me. Just looking on the street, oh fuck, there's a big puddle there. Hopefully no one drives it. Always thought if someone does do that to me, I'd love to get them back. I'd like to like throw a rock or something at their window. But realistically, they'll probably be driven past by them. I think we see this scene in the trailer, don't we? I haven't watched the trailer on YouTube with you guys, but I have watched them before watching this. Smelly. Smelly feet. Smelly wet feet. You know they're smelly because they're wet. That's just how it goes. I say that feet aren't really smelly after a shower, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like, step in a puddle, I imagine, would be pretty smelly. I was also like thinking maybe she does this because, again, subconsciously she might think that this is the kid from back then and wants to know if he can speak Russian, but I don't think that's the case. You're not ready. How do you get ready to put a sock on? What was the preparations? Damn. That's the dangerous part right there. Oh, panty shot. Or you fan service people would be would be like in that shot. I love that little sidewalk away. Like you're on the edge of a cliff. But yeah, again, if anyone can help me out with that scene, without spoiling, of course. Yeah, without spoiling, of course, please help me out with that dream sequence. Or let me know what your interpretation was if you haven't read the source material. Yes, he did. Let's go. Bunty. I do also wonder, is this actress Japanese who speaks Russian? And is this actor Russian that speaks Japanese? Or is this a separate Russian and separate Japanese actor? It sounds like the same. Pretty sure it's the same for Japanese and Russian, but impressive that I imagine it's a Japanese voice actor that's learnt Russian for this. Impressive. Although, who am I to say impressive, because I don't know like the tones and such, so on. I also wonder what a Russian person would feel, how she sounds like. It might be the same as when we hear like a Japanese person speak English. There's a few kind of exaggerated sounds and such. I did say I heard one earlier that sounded like a bit like a Japanese kind of ending to the sentence, so probably quite similar to English. I think it is always the case though that shows similar and like this do usually start out with a similar pacing to this, don't they? Kind of starting out quite slowly and very usual antics. Stuff like this, like they're just like almost like the checkbox you just got to mark off. I feel like with shows like this, it really shows how good it is once you're like halfway through, or once you've got some developments going, bit of time under the belt with the characters. Okay, now we've got the ending. Looking forward to seeing this again. The opening was good. Again, I don't think it was amazing, but it was good. So let's have a little listen to this. Oh god. It's a karaoke one, is it? With all the girls. Is that the yes? But Alya and oh yeah, same girls in the top corners. Proper karaoke right here. I can't read that though. I can read some of it, but not enough to actually like that one I'd be alright with if I had a minute to read it. What is this? Angelic. Hey, 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 hey. You know what? You definitely get what they're going for here, don't you? Like I said, karaoke kind of catchy type stuff here. Not my favourite. It was quite a standing ending, to be honest with you, wasn't it? Again, just kind of get you along with karaoke. Decent ending. Again, decent episode in general. Again, like I said, with these type of shows, it's pretty cookie cutter kind of episode. There was a few kind of obviously the difference, the premise being that she knows Russian, and that's the kind of what separates this from your kind of usual school anime. And I like those moments where we did see her Russian or hear her Russian. Again, it's also interesting that the main character that we're following actually can understand it as well. But like I said, I'm still slightly confused about that dream sequence. So like I said, if any of you guys can let me know what you guys thought of that, please do. Make sure to let me know what you guys thought about this episode in general in the comment section. Again, it wasn't anything amazing, it was good, it wasn't bad at all. It was good. Like I said, I feel like with these shows, a lot of them have a very similar, like some of the best, even like Dangers in My Heart, for example, although that's got a very different kind of premise. That started off like quite generic. They've all got, like, again, kind of check off these kind of check marks of like, girl, introduce boyfriends, introduce potential love leads, introduce like some kind of dynamic between like the main character and the love interest, and yeah, it checked a lot of those off today. So again, I think we'll really be able to tell how good the series is going to be in kind of future weeks. But again, do let me know what you guys want in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. I'll be back next week with episode 2, so I'll see you guys then, and have a good rest of your day, guys.